What is up, Cahir Club? Welcome back to another CahirLIVE live stream. How goes it? I hope everybody's had a wonderful, wonderful start to their week. It is Monday, which means Gandalf gets to eat a graham cracker. As per usual, I will always commit to this bit. Hello, Felix. Hello, Brugger. Hello, Pumpkin. Hello, Yuli. And hello, Rob. How goes it? How goes it? I hope you've all been well. Dorsal Fin 1. Hello also. How goes? How goes? Today we're back with some shiny hunting. The infinite shiny hunt waits for no one. It kind of does actually, because it's infinite, now that I think about it. So we're just going to hop right in. We're just going to hop right in. Long time no see, Rob. You missed the other stream when I beat 1 million Roshien. Because I beat the 1 million Roshien. I beat all 1 million Roshien, which means I get the shiny Roshien now. Because I beat all 1 million of them. Don't you guys remember when I beat all 1 million? By myself. I beat the 1 million by myself. I was like, you know, I don't want to risk it. I was a little bit concerned that it wasn't a community thing. How'd you get the shiny Roshien? So you beat 1 million Roshien. Who did you end up using? It was Iron Moth. Roshien's ability, Tablet of Ruin, I think it is, makes your attack, it lowers everyone's attack. Which isn't all that conductive for, Reina. So, I ended up pivoting to Iron Moth pretty quick, and then the rest of it went smoothly, and we didn't lose a single one. How do you redeem it? It will be a mystery gift given out on the 8th of August, I believe. The 8th of August. Holy shit, the Crystal Fly flew towards Kave. He's just got that gentle aura. Ooh. I'm on top chat on YouTube. I hope I've not missed any messages on YouTube. If I've missed any YouTube messages, it's not intentional. I'm sorry for letting you down. Wait, is there a redeem out already? No, it's not. It is not around. Maybe you're the Crystal Fly. Maybe. Are you? Are you small and crystalline and a fly? Anyone kept count? Or any news on how many people have killed? Yeah, I killed all 1 million by myself. Don't listen to him, YouTube, it's intentional. No, it's not. Don't listen to her. This is fake news. This is false. This is incorrect. That's what this is. Did small. Did small. You have social anxiety like a crystal fly? That is fair, they kind of do, don't they? How do you feel about Lanyan and Sayu? That's the real question. Time to spread the word. We got the Roshien and then everyone can stop. Exactly. We don't need to beat anymore. No one needs to beat anymore. I'd be interested to know. And I'd be interested to know if, like, because what if we only beat, like, 1.1 mil, right? Because that means that one of these shinies we are not going to get, right? That means at some point people aren't going to, like, care enough. And we might not get all 4 of the shinies. That's my thought. That's my fear. So you grinded it on your free time? No, I did all 1 million on stream, remember? Don't you remember when I did all 1 million on stream? I remember when I did all 1 million on stream. You know? You said you did only about 20%. Yeah, no, during the stream there was a point that I did 20% because I did all 100% of the Roshiens. You know? Because I beat 1 million of them. But no. Traveler, how goes it? I hope you've been well. Welcome to the stream. I can't believe I have to get up and leave stream for a moment to visit a printer. Tell the printer I said hi. Tell the printer I said hello. Best of luck with the printer. You need a more melodramatic emote than sobbing. Be the change you want to see in the world, Finn. Also, the rewards good, the hubby-dubbies. So, realistically, no. They're the exact same as every other raid. However, I got so many Herba Mystica. Like, I had a couple of, like, 4s. Multiple 3s. Like, I did good on Herba Mystica in that raid. Like, it was kind of crazy. It was kind of crazy go bonkers. Still reeling at it. You know? Shit, nice. And yeah, no, like, I need to do more Scarlet Violet shiny hunting, to be honest. To be honest and real. You know? Like, it was a lot. The issue is with Scarlet and Violet shiny hunting is you no longer are gold cap. Yeah, no, we lost the golden capper because it was only 24 hours. A reward for your efforts on soloing 1 million. That's so true, actually. That's a really good point. I don't know how I didn't think of that. That's crazy. Think you're going again this Friday? I'd be down for some grinding. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna say it here and now. CahirLIVE official announcement. This Friday, I'm going to beat another 1 million Woshien. That's right. We're going to be given two shiny Woshien, all thanks to me, and me alone. Because I'm going to have beaten 2 million single-handedly, and they're going to give us 2 shiny Woshien now. Isn't that great? Isn't that awesome? Aren't you also happy that I'd do something so kind for you? You should make a statue in my honor. You think do I think you'll be able to present your presentation tomorrow? Yes. With the power of 1 million Woshien? Yes. So much kindness, you don't know how to react. Exactly, GP. Exactly. Pokemon Black, you've started your playthrough yourself. You've just finished Soul Silver and Heart Gold. Oh, nice. Congratulations. I mean, yeah, no, again, I'm not playing Pokemon Black. I'm just staring at the intro screen until the rat is pink instead of grey. And then after that, obviously, I'm going to go to the starters and get a shiny starter immediately after, because that makes sense, doesn't it? You know? Oh, soap emotes. That's fun. Was the rat pink? No, it wasn't. This hunt's going on forever, I heard. It look pinkish to you? Yeah. Are you trying to make me upset? No. First time you tried, the person who was supposed to bring a laptop didn't bring it, and last week she just wasn't there. Bring your own laptop. Was it about Fire Emblem? It was about Fire Emblem. RC. It looked really green. It was a green one? No! That's like the really rare one, guys. The green's the really rare one. That's like a 1 in 3 Google chance. And I didn't get it. Oh, man. Oh, shucks. Oh, jeez, Rick. Okay, we're moving on. Different joke time. What other jokes do I have on my joke list? You know, shiny rat, shiny rat. Why are we all talking about shiny rats? There's no shiny rats. This hunt's gonna go on forever. I rang Game Freak and got them to send me a copy of Pokemon Black where the Minccino is shiny locked. Because I decided that this is a content goldmine. Everyone loves this stream. And getting rid of it would be a shame. Good luck, you'll need it. I won't need it because there's no luck involved anymore. I can't get the shiny anymore. I deliberately made it so that I couldn't. Sorry, guys. You know how it is. You know how it is. Is that just like a scribble? Oh, it says Gamba. It's a square, I see. Big money, big prizes. No, I was hoping there was some real life shiny rats about. Oh, I see. I've not seen any lately. Have you tried leaving unattended rotting food around? Find that's a pretty good way to find some rats. Have you tried putting gold flakes on mango? Felix, what prediction? Yeah, Felix, what's the prediction? What's the, we need to know what number it will be. Or, like, won't be, am I right, guys? I'm sorry, that was a bit uncalled for. That was a bit uncalled for. Anyway. This one. It's 3, 2, 1, 2, 3! That is 3 times the amount, as you have, I think you have said that before. That is 3 times the amount I've gotten right now. It's already shiny. I feel it. Guys, should I make a prediction where it says, like, have I already gotten the shiny, yes or no? Obviously, it's not true, so it's no. But SFA will put all of his, no, obviously it's not true. Yeah, it's not true, so it's no. But SFA will put all of his channel points on yes. Which means we can make SFA lose all of his channel points. Isn't that a good idea, guys? Then again, I could probably just make a poll. On whether or not we ban him right now. At which point, he would spend all of his channel points on getting banned. You know? Like he did last time. Just like he did last time. You walking back to stream after printing. Welcome back, Dorsal Fin 1. SFA is trying to gaslight me. Trying to guess the music? Do you want the answer? You know, I put about 3k on that, right? You put 3k on getting SFA banned? Bro, you were meant to be joining the fight. I don't know this one. I think it's Colosseum. Sorry, this is the, Exploration Society? Exploration Guild? It's Ampharos's guild in Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. Yeah, it's the Expedition Society. You put 4k on not. You did. You did. I feel bad you spent that much on it, but I don't think I can refund channel points in that way. Oh, that's why you haven't played the DS area yet. Past the DS area. I see. Super Mystery Dungeon, Gates to Infinity is alright. Super Mystery Dungeon, I think, is genuinely on par with at least Rescue Team. With at least Rescue Team. It's a really good one. It is a really good one. I'm kind of more fond of the way dungeons work, like not dungeons, missions work. What's the other mystery dungeon one? So, oh, the 2 mystery dungeon ones are Gates to Infinity and Super Mystery Dungeon. Super Mystery Dungeon, I'd highly recommend. I played it on stream, actually. I played it on stream a while back, and it was a fun one. It was a really fun one. Just all in all, a good game. I like the tweaks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that your number prediction, Yuli? Or are you just counting to show us that you can count to 9 now? Because that is impressive all the same. I struggle to get past 3. 72769WYSI6767, yeah? No, I was randomly keeping track of my random events in your chat, and I accidentally pressed space. That's fair. That's understandable. You see, what I'm doing is 100% national decks each gen before moving on. And so far I've got gens 1 and 2 complete. I see, I see. Wait, so why are you playing Pokemon Black and White? Living decks. Right. But that's Gen 5 all the same. You see, this is the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild shrine music, which I think I prefer to the Tears of the Kingdom. I do love Tears of the Kingdom. I stand by my, I think, I'm not sure if it is controversial at this point. I feel like it's been, what? It's been 2 years? Yeah, it's been 2 years since Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom released. Strum. Well, it wasn't really a strum. It's a good one. No, yeah. I feel like people are starting to turn on Tears, like turn back around on Tears of the Kingdom, right? Maybe a bit. I see more positive posts about Tears these days. Is the point I'm trying to make? Can you roll your R's? I can there a little bit when I try real hard, but when I try too hard, I can't again. It's not a skill I have that good on. Was Tears of the Kingdom not always liked? Dude, like, there are so many exclamation mark vanish. Oh, there he goes. There are so many videos like, oh, why Tears of the Kingdom's garbage, that have like loads of views. So many people are like, oh, it's worse than. There's not actually a command GP. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe there is. No, there isn't. Okay, that's not a command SFA. That's not how that works. But yeah, no, there were like loads of videos of Tears. People were like, oh, it's a flawed masterpiece and whatnot. Like, that was like a Zeltic one. Where it's like, oh, it's a flaw. And it was like, I don't know. I don't really get why we're talking about it in this way. We can't like both. Loads of people act like you can't. And there are just a lot of people who are like, oh, Breath of the Wild is objectively better. And it's like, I don't know, man. Both are really good games. Personally, for me. Fuck you mean exclamation point kill Cahir? What? Don't do that. Gonna ask for that to not happen. You got 2k primos? Yo, you love to see it. That's almost 20 pulls. Breath of the Wild is not better. Tears, well, Breath of the Wild is not better. Tears of the Kingdom is Breath of the Wild, but better. I think I can see why some people might like specific elements of Breath of the Wild more, right? Like, I can fathom it. But, in my opinion, Tears takes a lot of the mechanics of Breath of the Wild and there are a lot of complaints of Breath of the Wild and fundamentally improves on them, right? Like, it's even like the simple shit, like, he's saying the thing again. It's like everyone complained about weapon durability in, Breath of the Wild, because it is like a big issue, right? If you break your Great Flame Blade, that's it. You'd have to go and get another one. You have to go out of your way to get another one. But in Tears of the Kingdom, if you need a weapon that can light something on fire, you can more or less always make one, as long as you've got the resources for it, right? And the resources for them are pretty easy to, like, collect, where you end up having a lot, right? I like the fact that Ultra Hand is, like, one of Nintendo's first toys. Yeah. Like, all in all, like, I think the, bullshit is... I think the runes are, like, an upgrade. I could see argument for, like, the bomb runes not being in the game anymore, but I feel like bomb flowers take their place pretty well. Isn't that just Breath of the Wild but better? Imagine not being able to worry about durability. I think, like, I'm not sure what the proper counter-arguments to Fuse as an ability is, I'm gonna be honest. But, it's shit like how... Some people are dissatisfied that Link isn't, like, given a handjob wherever he goes. That was maybe a very aggressive way to put it. Some people feel like Link should be more remembered and recognized throughout Hyrule. I've never really seen him as that kind of character, and I don't know, I kind of hate the kind of, like, savior complex characters, right? Like, Aaliyah from Fire Emblem Engage and Corrin from Fire Emblem Fates are the main two examples I can immediately think of, which is funny because they're both from Fire Emblem. But, like, the ground they walk on is kind of worshipped, and that kind of gets annoying really fucking quick. Link is mute, no one can even recognize his voice over. Exactly. But, additionally, it's quite heavily clarified on multiple occasions that Link isn't what people expect, like, the hero of Hyrule to look like. You see chest? You ignore? Real. But, trying to remember, like, the criticisms people have. It's been, like, I never really watched the videos, I'm gonna be honest, because I knew they'd annoy me. Like, I'm a very passionate Tears of the Kingdom fan. Just because I think it genuinely is, like, everything Breath of the Wild does, but better. Like, I do think that. I do believe that. I understand that there are other opinions, and I'm willing to let them coexist. However, all I know about Breath of the Wild is the Genshin plagiarism accusations. There were a lot of those, that's true. The thing I always find funny about Genshin, though, is that the chasm, right, was made before the depths. And the chasm has mad depths vibes. You can do it. Go, GP lose? What do you mean GP lose? Why are you on GP to lose? You're not keeping your sanity. Oh. Well, 12795 is nice. We got the Felix prediction, Jellu! Jellu, did you see that? We got the Felix prediction! Now we finally know what number it won't be on. That's great. I don't think you should let other opinions exist. Squash them. That's a really good point, Finn. I'm gonna start doing that. Hey, Finn, what do you think of Superman? Meep meep. Meep meep. You're not in fact blind, that's awesome. Here is a cat boy. 13,001. Maybe not that one. Oh fuck! I am close to 13k. I'm not gonna bet on reaching it this stream. But, like, Shlonen is a cat boy also. She's an ocelot, I think. Soup or man is scary. Kind of like soup or salad. Wikipedia says tigers are large cats. I came up with a great counter to this the other day, thanks to the new Hank Green video. There might be another Hank Green video, actually. Now that I think about it, there might be another Hank Green video out. But Are jellyfish fish? Are they? Are jellyfish fish? Can I add Cahir as a catboy on wiki.catboys.carvefuturism.com? Yuli, do you actually own these websites, or is SFA just stringing words together? No, they're jelly, exactly. How is this at all related? I'm obviously named after the trademark Jello. I'm not talking about you, specifically Jello. Jellyfish are not fish, yet they have fish in their name. Big cats as a category aren't necessarily cats. Checkmate, atheist. Heh. Yes, it's in the name. No, they're not fish. They're not. They're actually not fish. They live in the water, but they're not fish. On a Genshin note, you got C2 Malwika. Yo, congratulations. So that was actually this shiny, but the save file was erased due to corruption or damage. Really unfortunate that. Yeah? Is that the truth? Is it? You're getting pretty good at these excuses, Felix. Maybe one day I'll believe you. Do fish like piss you off? I don't know. Do fish piss you off? I hope not. Or Finn might squash you for having another opinion. My superpower was never predictions, it was actually excuses. That makes sense. Everybody, if you need an excuse, go to Felix. He'll give you a good one. Jellyfish are fish, they're jellyfish. No. They're jellyfish, but they're not fish. They're not a type of fish. Because they're jelly. If I could use symbolic logic to show this in text, I would. I kind of want to see what this symbolic logic is. Despite the fact that you are obviously wrong. AI overview, get rid of that. Despite their name, jellyfish are not fish. It's as simple as they're a cnidarian. Exactly. Is pineapple an apple? Exactly, Yuli, exactly. Thank you. I'm standing by the jellyfish not being fish thing though. Technically, actually, I'm gonna did you know that we are closer to being fish than jellyfish are? That's the blunt truth, Dorsal Fin 1. We are closer on the evolutionary ladder to fish than jellyfish are. That's right, we're more fish than a jellyfish. Sozboz. I think having more votes than other people is a superpower. Democracy never stood a chance. Maybe. Felix, is that true? Is democracy real? Felix, vote on this. Once a catboy, you're a femboy. No, I'm neither of those, actually. Pineapple is an apple. Is how Finn knows she's wrong. Can I become more jellyfish than fish, though? Have you tried removing all of your bones and also your brain? Hypothetically, if you removed all of your bones and also your brain, evolution this, evolution that, yeah, sure. This is how you know you've won, because now she's just, like, that's not an argument, right? That's a dismissal. So this is like a Finn who understands fundamentally that I'm correct. But she's not got a rebuttal anymore, so she's just trying to, like, give me a quick, like, quip. A quick quip. Evolution that, evolution this, evolution that, yeah, sure. You know, that's like what a right-wing Twitter account would say when they've lost an argument. That maybe was a bit far. I'm sorry, Finn. You didn't deserve that much. just for you, I'll go to church on Sunday. As an apology. You evolved to love Carve, exactly. They are degrading as we speak. Oh, Rob's actually getting rid of his bones. That's crazy. Alright. Fin fish is in this. Fin apple is in that. Fin sundae is in what? You want a rebuttal? I mean, you can try. It's just the issue is I'm fundamentally right. There is no rebuttal you can give because I am correct. Jellyfish aren't fish. You forgot how genuinely bad some of the mechanics on Terror Raids are? I feel like overall they're fine. I think the main issue I have with Terror Raids is the speed. What mechanics do you have an issue with? Just for you, I'll not point out the fallacies in your words. Your argument can't be based on the fact that they're called jellyfish. I want to be clear. That's not how that works. You did not get tricked by Genshin to get frozen because they put the ley line in the water. Yuli the genius. She saw through the tricks. I think there are probably arguments you could use to suggest a jellyfish or a fish, but I'm not telling you them, because I don't believe in them. I'm fine with the opponent spamming moves and stat change nullifications, but the fact that it takes like 30 seconds to finish a turn infuriates you. No, that's fair. That is fair. Just because a human is closer to fish than jellyfish only proves that humans are fish. Technically, in a way. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Because technically... Okay, no. The issue is you're right, but I'm also... Like, that statement of yours, in isolation, 100% correct. However, jellyfish aren't fish. If you want to scientifically categorize things as things where they start on an evolutionary point on the, like, evolutionary tree, right? You can, like, grab a point and be like, okay, all of these guys are fish, right? The issue is a lot of those points you grab at would like either exclude a load of things that are obviously fucking fish, or include everything that lives on land. But you can't grab too far down that chain either, because at some point you start including things that just obviously aren't fish. That's why. So if you wanted to actively scientifically categorize fish, right? Yeah, no, if you wanted to technically categorize fish, right? It's very hard to categorize fish and not categorize everything that lives on land. However, jellyfish are far enough down the evolutionary tree that you can't really categorize them as fish. They're just something else. They're just not fish. Because fish, right? Every fish evolved to have an actual brain and nervous system and whatnot. And eyes. Right? Like, there are some fish without eyes, I'm sure, but I think those might be ones that, like, evolved and then lost them, and shit like that. Jellyfish don't have eyes, they don't have fucking brains. They're just globs. They're just globs of bullshit that float around the ocean. I like jellyfish, by the way, I'm saying that positively. Jellyfish are just magic. I'll accept that answer as well, but as long as it coexists with the idea that they aren't fish. Because they're not. They're not fish. Jellyfish aren't fish. So tigers aren't cats. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, everybody. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to follow me on Twitch. Make sure to follow me on YouTube. Make sure to follow me home from the station and make me really scared in the night. Then you're a fish boy, not a cat boy. Large cats are still cats. No. So, no, because just jellyfish aren't fish. I'll accept fish boy. Fish boy is a title I will happily take. Tiger is cat. No. Jellyfish aren't fish. Tigers aren't cats. Sozboz. I think a bounds of categorization is arbitrary as not yours. Not at all, actually. I hate to say it, Finn. I hate to say it. In this specific case, the bounds of the tigers aren't cats, but jellyfish are fish, and big cats are cats. But tigers are a big cat, but they're not cats because jellyfish aren't fish. That's the premise of my argument. The issue is that I am using genuine science to mark down my categorizations, you know? You were using not science. I am using the scientific method. You're too dumb for genuine science. I have watched hours of Hank Green on his own YouTube channel, on SciShow, on that other one he's now running where he gets like random micro celebrities to ask him questions. Ludwig isn't really a micro celebrity at this point. Just why does being aquatic have to equate to fishhood? Finn, that's what I'm saying. You're not so fish. Okay. No, I'm on board with the humans are fish argument. I think it's funny. The issue is humans being fish as a concept coexists with jellyfish not being fish, which is what you're trying to argue. My point was humans being fish, as funny of a concept as it is, coexists with the fact that jellyfish. There's a theory all animals on Earth once come from worms. That's what equates to fishhood from you. So there is a progenitor species at some point back on the evolutionary tree. You grab that and say everything in this group on the evolutionary tree is a fish. Which includes a bit too much, but it's fine. After this bit's over, I'm going to tell you a bit of information you're really going to like. But for now, I'm going to keep up this act, okay? Just remind me later, because you are really going to like. I think this is a factoid you are going to love. You're meant to be on your holiday right now, you feel back in size. No, because learning's fun. No, because learning is fun. You realize cats and tigers come from a similar lineage as well, though, right? No, but you take the origination ancestor further down the tree. Why is that your definition? Seems arbitrary. It's genuinely how all genus of animals are attributed. That's not arbitrary at all. That is how things work. That is how our classifications work. This isn't science, this is philosophy. No, it's a science. You see, that's the issue, is I'm having a scientific discussion. Plus, philosophically, right, if you wanna get into philosophically, are all descendants of a single originator, of a single ancestor, I think it's quite fair to put them all in the same group. I just think these human-made categories are lacking innate meaning, but they're not lacking innate meaning. They aren't lacking innate meaning, because there's a conceptual grasp that you can take here. You know, it's like, okay, so everything that descends from this specific creature, you got to go, fair enough, Bruger, I hope you have a great rest of your day. You're lacking innate meaning. No, Julie. Take innate meaning in being a fish. Yes, that's your issue. Science cannot do this on its own. How? How can science not do this on its own? What does that mean? That is high-tier philosophy major bullshit. Where does this innate meaning come from? Well, you see, it comes from the fact that we as humans need to categorize things. We like things to be in their little boxes. You're almost halfway to the redeem. It's 80k. On Cahir is here. On CahirLIVE? On CahirLIVE, it's 200 at the moment. Wait, so you're saying chickens aren't T-Rexes? I'm not quite sure on the exact genus of how birds and dinosaurs are related. I think it's a specific wing of the dinosaur genus that became birds. But I think that still technically makes birds dinosaurs, but I don't think chickens are technically T-Rexes. A question stands for I'm a question for information. Wait, what's your question, GP? Wing. How is that an 8? Which part is an 8? Which is the innate part here, I forgot. No, T-Rexes are birds. Interesting argument. I'm not sure if they have the bone structure for it. I made a pterodactyl screech. Does that make you a pterodactyl? No. So... Ah, shit. There are, like, actual genuine words here that relate to this. That relate to that exact point. That refer to the times when evolution has made two very similar traits in two creatures that are fundamentally very, very distantly related. But they just evolved very similar traits. I think you got to start opening these chests, Yuli. Raptors are literally raptors which exist right now, and raptors like the Velociraptor and Utahraptor have been proven to have feathers. Okay, cool, that's great. But I don't think those guys are all that closely related to the T-Rex. No, that's fair enough. Convergent evolution, maybe? I mean, there's a lot we still don't understand about the jellyfish. In fact, the fact they reproduce but are technically immortal. And the fact they regress. Okay, exactly. Your stream lag's so bad. Oh no. That is very true, Rob. However, one thing we know about jellyfish is they're not fish. We know that for a fact. They're all bipedal carnivorous dinosaurs. That still doesn't correlate to tigers not being cats. We're getting to that. No, it does. Jellyfish are called jellyfish, but they're not fish. Tigers are often called big cats, but they're not cats. Did you know that Cave is a fungus with empathy? That makes sense. I'll add that to my worldview. Yeah, but tigers don't have cats in the name, they're just cats. Okay. Jellyfish isn't a... Jellyfish is a group of animals. It's... a large... Like, there are multiple types of jellyfish. In the way there are multiple types of big cat. For the sake of this stream, I don't agree with your categorization of fish. I think you will agree with the categorization of fish, because they're not. I need to stop alluding to this very funny thing that you're really gonna like. Tiger rawr, exactly, Hewley, that's right. Okay, but what is your genuine counter-argument to it? Because so far, your only real argument against it has been like, but how is this category listed? I don't believe in it. And then I've been like, okay, but it's this. It means this. I think that's a pretty fair box to make. And you've been like, but is it? And it's like, yeah, because it's a really easy box to make. Like, fair enough. I'm just trying to figure out where your argument's coming from at this point. Yeah, but they aren't called fish. It just happens to be in the name. You have none. You go by purely rage bait. I mean, that's fair. However, with the power of science, I've still debunked you. Because you just made my point for me. Yeah. Tigers aren't called cats. It just happens... No, big cats aren't cats. It just happens to be in the name. Boom. Boom. Can I just say mod send Cahir a package, and then Cahir mysteriously disappears? Why don't you ask? Why don't you ask? Kite. So you find with being called a big cat boy? The issue is there's still the connotation there. The connotation's still there. Innit? Does Cahir hateth cats? No, I love cats. Cats are great. But I'm not a cat. Cats are great. They're really funny. I have a cat. She screams at me quite often. She loves screaming at me. She's a big fan of screaming, in general. I went outside earlier today. She screamed at me. I genuinely don't think that the lines we draw between most things that we categorize are all that strong. The argument isn't fun to make in a stream. Wait, but why isn't the line of, okay, all things in this specific leg of the fundamental tree of evolution of how animals work that all relate to each other in this specific way? That seems like a pretty firm category. It's just the issue is while you can make that category around, like, monkeys and apes, it kind of falls apart when you try and go back as far as fish, because they're just so far back. Which means that if you circle fish, you end up circling, like, a whole lot. Speaking of screaming, you're screaming right now. Why? For the chests? About all the chests you found? You sure a Cave? Ah, I see. That's fair enough then. A pretty Cave. Is this art, or have you found him roaming in the world? I still haven't done any of Traveler's Tales. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I haven't done any of this new Traveler's Tales chapter. I think I've maybe done like 2 bits of it. Which I think means that I'm just kind of fucked. In the grand scheme, you know? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that's a point. You... What's it called? The laws. The new censorship laws. That's crazy, man. Genuinely, like, I think one of the, like, worst maneuvers this fucking country's done, you know? Like, bullshit. And, like, some of the EU lot are being hit by this as well. Because some people play places... It's definitely a category, but I think often categories are in and of themselves lacking in substance and meaning. Okay, that is fair. But that gives me another angle to tackle this from. If categories lack substance and meaning, then even if you were to try and categorize tigers as cats, it wouldn't matter. Because why are you categorizing them as cats? You know? Therefore, I cannot be a catboy. Because what's the point in categorizing tigers as cats? Move on. Yeah, I'd agree. Great. Okay, I'll give you the tidbit then. So basically, the fundamental issue with categorizing fish is the lines in the sand are really hard to draw. Lines in the sand are really hard to draw around fish, just because again, like, they encompass so much. Like everything that lives on land fundamentally evolves from something that could be considered a fish, right? Like, which means that, like, so, like, there's a lot of arguments in, like, the scientific community at the moment that are like, okay, but, so, like, how do we cut this down? Cartilaginous fish, not fish, which would make sharks not fish. Like, and, like, kind of stuff like that. The truth of the matter is fish isn't a firm category. Fish can't be a firm category, because the moment you try to make fish a firm category, it starts encapsulating creatures that obviously aren't fish, like a snake. However, that means that the category of fish isn't a scientific category, it's a vibe-based category. That's right, anything you want to believe is a fish can be a fish. Tomato is a fruit but a vegetable. Fruit is in the exact same boat as fish, really. In the, fruit is more or less... Or is it vegetable? It might be vegetable. Vegetable. No, maybe it's fruit. It's one or the other that's more or less just like a vibe space. Going back to it, it's kind of funny that thousands of people had IDs stolen already because the same day some guys made phishing scams to spoof pages not safe for work content, and now they're all over the place. I don't think that's funny, Rob. I think that's one of the many fucking issues with this stupid, shitty scheme they've run out to fundamentally have like another thumb in the censorship of the internet. And while I fundamentally wouldn't trust the government with that, like with my face and with my ID and stuff, I'd almost trust it more than these shitty low security third-party sites that they're using. There will be a data breach soon, but because they're like, oh, this law protects the children, they're not even willing to look at it. Because they've made up a reason that this law is needed and valid, even though parents should fundamentally be the ones policing what their children can do and managing what their children can do online. Like, that is a power they have and always have had. It shouldn't be left to the government to do it. It should be them being good parents doing it. And all this is going to lead to is... Like, I almost feel like they've deliberately chosen doing it through sketchy third-party sites, specifically to ward everyone with a brain off of doing it. I have this weird gut feeling that, they've... Skybridge, Pokemon Gen 5, exactly. Good song. But, they've deliberately chosen these sketchy third-party sites, specifically because people who, like, can think things through are going to be like, I don't want to give my face to this, I don't want to put my ID on this, it's going to be hacked. This data is going to get leaked if I'm not careful about it. Because these sites aren't going to be secure enough to handle this kind of data. Which means that those people, it's not about not seeing porn, it's about not seeing concepts in media that might incite revolutionary ideals. It's very well known that the British government is funding and assisting Israel in their genocide. And as much as currently Parliament are starting to shift on the matter. Far too fucking late, to be clear. I'm not applauding them on this, that they're doing it now, of all times. Because this war has been going on over a year at this point. The only reason they're backing out is because it's been going on too long. Longer than they'd like it to have been. But, like, if they can say, okay, this is... I came back after zoning out, and why are you talking about porn? Okay, what's going on? Let me give the groundwork. The British government, the Conservative government, a few years ago, started instating a new, like, bill, a new law that would come into pass, that means to view adult content online, you have to submit your ID to the website. You have to submit your ID to the website to verify your age. Additionally, AI software is being used where you can, like, video your face and it'll decide how old you are, or it can, like, look through, like, your email and spending records to decide if you're old enough and shit like that. Always round, extremely invasive practices. That is now in full effect over here. Exactly, that is now in full effect. As of this weekend, that is now in full effect. If you want to go on to shit like Pornhub, sure. But if you wanted to, say, look at a video of a protest, or videos of what's going on in Palestine, you would need to submit your ID to get access to that. And that's the blunt truth, is, I mean, porn is very political also, but it's not about porn, it's not about protecting the kids, it's about censorship. It's just a censorship law hiding behind the whole protecting the kids angle, even though it should fundamentally be in the hands of the parents to ensure that their kids aren't looking at bad things on the internet, as it always has been. Think, like back in the 90s, if a father left his porn magazines under his bed, it wouldn't be the fault of the people making the porn magazines, it would be the fault of the father for leaving the porn in a very easy to find place, you know? Is it not the fault of the parents for not managing what their children are doing online enough? Why, like, the fact that the government feel they need to step in just kind of shows that it's, hello, Yellow, how goes it? Basically, in the past couple of days, England have, well, the UK in general, sorry, have enacted a law that means that you have to submit your ID or scan your face, to be able to look at adult content online. And I'm arguing why it's bullshit, and clearly just an attempt to censorship. Oh yeah, I heard it's stupid censorship, and it's stupid. You're from the UK, and it is. Absolutely ridiculous bullshit. And I was just saying how it should be a parent's responsibility to ensure their kids are not looking at shit they shouldn't be online. That the government stepping in on this feels like they're using the niche made by iPad babies and unrestricted internet access, but left by bad parents, to enact a law that I think they're fundamentally going to use potentially negatively in the future. I sent in my ID. What if there's data leak and now my info's put on the black market for £200? Exactly that. And that's like the other big issue with it, is just the flimsy way they've done it. And I was saying earlier, I just wonder if that was almost a deliberate act, because a lot of people are going to go, there's no way in fuck I'm sending my ID and face to this site. It's easily going to be breached. Like, there's a high chance of it being breached. What's it called? So that means that those people won't necessarily be able to look at content that might influence their voting. Apparently some websites are using it to steal people's identities. Yeah, Rob said that there are a load of phishing links at this point where people are posing, like posing as making sites that pose as these verification sites to steal the data. It's also super easy to make restrictions on the internet providers' help. Most of the apps these internet companies have given out allow you to stop adult content. Exactly. Like stuff like YouTube already had verification systems. But the issue is because a lot of these apps are doing third-party verification. That's a very United States type of thing to do. Apparently it's happening, where was it? North Dakota. Apparently North Dakota are trying to fast-track a very similar bill. Like, it is a very United States thing to do, but the thing is the times that the United States have tried to pull shit like that, it's been made loud enough that there's been a lot of pushback to it. But here in the UK, there just wasn't as much pushback as was needed. Even though at this point, the YouGov polls, the YouGov surveys, have had over 300,000 signatures saying, no, we don't want this. But of course the government are just going to be like, oh, but it's protecting the children, and then brushing it aside, not actually considering any of the actual ethical ramifications. Because they don't care to, because they never wanted to in the first place. I hope these conversations are allowed actual room to breathe in the political space in the next, like, next few months before a data breach happens. Because it's going to happen. Because I feel like it could be very easy for a lot of these spaces to just go, but it's protecting the children. But that's the funny thing, is the blunt truth is, it isn't protecting the children. Fundamentally, they're, like, the age group they're trying to protect, who are maybe most at risk of trying to look at adult content, trying to work around and look at adult content, will still go to find that adult content. There will be a lot of sites out there that fundamentally aren't abiding by the UK laws because there's illegal shit going on those websites anyway. And now that will be the only place that minors can find and access porn easily. It's why it should be maybe more in the parents' hands than in the governments themselves. I feel like I botched my point a bit there. Maybe could have used better wording, but... horny teenagers are going to be horny teenagers. That's the fundamental truth of the matter. It's always going to be like that. By putting these restrictions on, you're only going to push them to more fringe sites with worse content on them. Did they use money on it too? What do you mean money on it? Anyway, whole lot of bullshit. Kick up a stink. This country's going down the shitter. To enforce these checks on stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if they are paying some of these sites, but I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure the point you're making, I will be honest. But, yeah, anyway. If I get to 12,900 this stream before half past... Okay, no, it's been about an hour. Yeah, it's been an hour and 7 minutes since I started stream. And we've got 100 in. So if I get 100 in an hour... Yeah, we get to 12,900 before half past. I might start a Gamba. I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. But, oh. My Twitch chat disconnected there. I was like, am I being censored in real time? No. But all the same, kick up a shit on this. It's not acceptable. Ah, music stop. I am being censored. Music cut out. Clearly, this is evidence that the big cats are trying to censor me. Oh shit! It all loops back around. It all loops back around. It's as simple as. It's as simple as. Good soapboxing. I love a good bit of soapboxing. I love a good bit of soapboxing as well. I understand that some people are like, oh, fucking, I hate politics. Why? You're a VTuber. Why are you talking about politics? But the issue is like, politics is like the way the world works. It's how you want the world to work. That's inherently political. You know? That's what, like, annoys me when people are like, oh, I like movies about politics. Because, like, okay, even if the movie isn't trying to say anything political, it's fundamentally going to have political stuff in it just because of the world it's depicting. You know? Like, if you made a movie in the US, and then you made the exact same movie in China, it wouldn't be the exact same movie, because both of those movies would be backed by the politics of their respective countries that would influence the society and culture that would make everything work. Like, that would make the plot go, you know? Anyway. Back off the soapbox. I put a thought on it. I'm getting back off again. So, how about that weather? It was kind of nice this afternoon, actually. Which is on paper a good thing, because as the last Monday of the month, it is bed wash day. So I did that, and I was like, oh, I can leave it out on the line instead of using the tumble dryer. That's great. But then I didn't put it out on the line till 4 because... Oh. The sun was a bit annoying. That is... fair? I don't think it was that annoying, though, because it was only a glimpse. It's only a glimpse. 1300, let's go. No, not yet. It's still a bit off. Why is there politics in my cowboy VTuber? Oh, there's a cowboy VTuber talking about politics as well? What's their name? So, Love Disc, eh? Yeah, no, it's, So, oh, come on. Also, it's been pretty hot. I guess it has been hotter today, hasn't it? Not all that hot, though. I don't know, there have been hotter days. All in all, I don't think it was that bad. Just regular midsummer rather than, fucking heatwave bullshit that had been happening before. The sun was hot, but the wind was cold. Exactly. Exactly. Cahir. Pumpkin. Cahir. Yuli. Your names are both pink, then I got confused. Your names are both pink and more or less the same length. Like, I'm assuming not character-wise, but in spacing. So that baffled me for a moment. Hurt my head. Camouflage, exactly. Oh, yeah. Unus Annus. Wasn't that the Markiplier? I don't know the name of the other guy. I'm going to be honest, I'm sorry. I'm not caught up with the lore. But that was the channel that ran for like a year of time and then they deleted it at the end, wasn't it? That was an interesting project. I should delete SFA guy, I guess's Twitch account. Maybe not the place, but is Imaginarium Theatre hard? Because 800 Primo Gems look scrumptious. So Imaginarium Theatre is another endgame mode like the Abyss. But generally, the Abyss kind of needs you to build 2 teams to be the best possible. So it needs less characters. You need to build less characters. Imaginarium Theatre is... you need a load of characters built for it. Not necessarily the best, but at least a minimum investment. So if you still don't have many characters, it might be a bit of a challenge. But all the same, that doesn't mean you shouldn't try. You might be able to scrape a few Primo Gems out of it all the same. And it resets every month. So Imaginarium is something I need to try. Maybe after my Minecraft phase is over, you know? Maybe after the Minecraft phase is over, I'll try Imaginarium and stuff. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Delete his channel points? That's a great idea. Yeah. Yawning. But, the fuck? I think my, like, eyelash had a tear on it and was, like, reflecting the light. Because I had, like, a rainbow at the corner of my vision. That was fucked up. I wish we got good stories in Pokemon games like Mystery Dungeon Explorers. Have you played Pokemon Sun and Moon? And Pokemon Black and White, honestly. Yeah, to a lesser degree. Pokemon Black and White stories are right. I got them on release, but I haven't touched them. Sun and Moon are the most story-driven games of the franchise. Arguably, Scarlet and Violet are more story-driven, actually. Because, like, I think the 3 best games in the franchise of story, the 3 GOATs of story, are Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, Scarlet and Violet, and Pokemon Legends Arceus. Those are the big 3. So if you're looking for good stories in Pokemon games, those are the 3 you need to play. Scarlet and Violet, I think, is genuinely, like... I think I prefer Sun and Moon's story, but Scarlet and Violet's is really up there. It's a really good one. Very character-driven. Sun and Moon's is as well, actually, but, you know. Pokemon stories tend to be character-driven, which makes sense because Pokemon, it feels like a very character-driven, down-to-earth, about-the-people franchise, you know? Just one of the nice parts about it. Oh yeah! You guys looking forward to Pokemon Aardman? Did I ask that last week? Because we got a sneak peek for the Aardman Animations Pokemon project that they're gonna make. Even though Ultra Sun has your favorite, I'd say Scarlet and Violet has the best story for you, so far for you at least. That's fair. I'm not going to slate you ranking Scarlet and Violet above, because Scarlet and Violet have a very good story. I feel like they do a good job with specific emotional heights, like Arven's. Arven's story in general is a really, really tight one. And then obviously he's maybe the most connected to the final leg of the story as well. But, all in all, I think I prefer Sun and Moon's. Scarlet and Violet, and, like, Sun and Moon, I think, maybe is technically at a disadvantage to the other two, because Sun and Moon is very clearly their first foray into trying to make a proper, strong, character-driven narrative. And you can tell that because Lily's the protagonist. Not the protagonist of the game. Lily is very much the main character of Pokemon Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, whereas the main character is fundamentally more of a mechanic to drive the plot forward, viewing glass into the story. And Lily's knight in shining armor in the grand scheme of things. Lily's the main person who arcs. Scarlet and Violet, I think, is... The player's the main character, but it's clear they're at the center, the connecting point of Arven, Nemona, and Penny. They don't necessarily arc, but, like, Sun and Moon as a story, I think you could easily have without the player character. You could just focus on Lily, and I think it would make just as much sense. Scarlet and Violet, on the other hand, I think it's a bit harder to remove the player character, just because of how they're kind of the glue that binds the team together. I think you fundamentally could have certain aspects of it be like that, but I think at day's end, the player's kind of needed. Legends Arceus, I think, is the best story in terms of making the player character the protagonist. You could not have Pokemon Legends Arceus without the protagonist. Without Lucas and Dawn. They're fundamentally vital to the story running smoothly as it is. I'm interested to see which category ZA falls into, because it seems like there's the whole M to Z group. So I wonder if this is going to be another case where... Fun coincidence, just had your call from your parents about that internet problem. Oh? Are they confused about what it is? That's another fair point. That's another! Okay, getting back on the soapbox for one more point. Now that I think about it, old people are not really going to understand what's going on, nor are they really going to be able to, like, verify and get themselves off of these places. Which means that they're going to be a lot more easily spoon-fed exactly what the government wants them to hear, rather than being able to do research for themselves in any real way, especially about shit like Palestine, right? Like, it would have been a lot harder for the information that has spread about Palestine to spread if videos like the ones that did spread early on couldn't. So I think fundamentally, I think the reason that the public perception of the Palestinian genocide is so generally pro-Palestine is because we can actually look in and see what's going on there. Whereas if Israeli Zionist propaganda was allowed to propagate, I think it would be a very different story. I told them don't do it, and I'll set them up with a VPN. That's a fair point. I need to... I think I need to finally bite the bullet and get a VPN. I probably should have been using a VPN this whole time, to be honest. But I think it's finally time for me to bite the bullet and get a VPN myself. Just don't set your VPN to North Dakota, because they're going to be enrolling a very similar thing very soon. Best isekai? I don't know, I'd still say Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is a better isekai than Legends Arceus. No. Maybe, honestly. You want one with, Tor Brave? Can do that on browser, it's really good. Is it paid? I think that's, like, the question, is it paid? Yes. Okay, I might look into other options that can just defend my general... You love Carve. Pumpkin, were you trying to confuse me to make me think you were Yuli there? Real. But... $10. So what's that, like £7? I cannot fight you on that as you haven't tried. You should. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is, I think, genuinely some of the best stories Pokemon that are told. Carve mentioned. You are the person that loves Carve. Hey, Yuli, I think you're gonna have to kill this guy. Sorry about that. OMG, I thought you were referring to a... I thought you were referring to using a VPN as being isekai! I can't... That's so fucking funny. It totally is, though. Not really at all, I don't think, actually. I don't think it is, no. I don't think using a VPN is being isekai. Feels like some kind of ad slogan. Get isekai today using Sploingus VPN. You love it when people love Carve. More people should love Carve. Yeah, but what if they're Carve gatekeepers? What if they gatekeep Carve, huh? Then what? Alright. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking lock in. We're gonna get to 13,000 encounters today. That's right. We're getting to 13,000 encounters today. We're gonna end this stream when I hit 13,000 encounters. You know what that means? Gamba time. Is this a promise? This is the biggest promise I've ever made. I'm gonna run this for 5 minutes. Well, you get isekai to a different IP, I guess. But you don't die for it. Prediction started. Start predicting, everybody. And someone message SFA guy, I guess. Make sure he knows about this. Make sure SFA guy, I guess, is in the loop that there's a Gamba happening right now. Because if he's not in the loop... You don't have to die to get his... Okay, that's a good point, actually. That's a good point. Because, like, ReZero, he just kind of blinks. That's a fair point. That time I got reincarnated to France, so that's a scary... That's a scary one. Has someone pinged SFA yet? Someone make sure... I'd hate to see SFA miss this, because he'll be sad about it. It's just getting transferred to a different universe, etc. That is true. That is very true. Alright, yeah, because, like, even, like, Shield Hero. Some people just get summoned, yeah. Sorry, I just remembered Shield Hero and got sad about it. I don't know, the first season wasn't even that good, I'm gonna be real. Part of me's like, oh man, but like it's not an oh man. Shield Hero is kind of mid start to finish. Let's be real, guys. Let's be real. You mentioned Gamba, hell yeah. But yeah. Yeah, somehow Shield Hero returned. Yeah, no, they got another fucking season of Shield Hero back. As if it's not, like, the most milquetoast show I've ever seen. In fact, it's not even that milquetoast. The thing that really rubs me the wrong way about Shield Hero, right, is maybe they could have had, like, the whole Naofumi starting off at such a rock bottom that he has to resort to buying slaves as his party members. But they have the whole fucking arc where they let Raphtalia fight for her, like where they fight for Raphtalia's freedom to get her, like, unenslaved. And then she chooses to stay with him. But then she becomes his slave again. Why? If you wanted, like, the heartwarming, aw bit, like, fair fucking enough, I guess. But why did she get enslaved again? What? Not sure, but I saw a screenshot of someone wanting to be a slave too. I think that, no, that does happen in the later seasons. People, like, it's like Raphtalia and, like, the little bird who turns into the chicken, right? He buys both of them from a slave owner. I don't know why he goes back to the slave owner, gonna be honest. Gonna be real. Don't know why he goes back to the slave owner, at all, really. Except, like, to kill the guy. But he does. And, like, more people become his slave because it gives, like, buffs, basically. Cahir, I feel like I should inform you that SFA said he may want to mail you a pipe bomb in the Discord. Why? Because he can't participate in the Gamba? Oh, okay, no. He's just... He can do that. I've always wanted a pipe bomb. It's pretty exciting, really. It's a pretty exciting concept. Who doesn't love a good pipe bomb? Damn, not many points on the line here. If I get the shiny, no one gets anything. Fan mail, do a box opening. That's a good point, that's a good point. The Cahir is here, P.O. book. CahirLIVE, Cahir, the Cahir P.O. box. What have we got today? Alright. That'd be awesome. That would make such good content, I think. You know, like, I pick up the parcel, I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if this was a pipe bomb? And then it is. Then it is a pipe bomb. And everyone's like, ha ha, this is so funny. This is so funny and amusing. This makes me giggle, you know. Cahir mailbox. Exactly. Exactly. Maybe a bit of Anthrax as well. That could be fun. Because who doesn't love a good bit of Anthrax? I love a good bit of Anthrax. Been getting into Anthrax lately. Or maybe even like the rabies virus. That could be a fun one. Has anyone done an asbestos bomb? That would be an interesting one. Because yeah. I'm gonna say what I always say. I've got a catchphrase. It's be the change you want to see in the world. You know? If you've got an idea, if you've got a plan that you want to see come to fruition, do it yourself. I see so many tweets being like, when it happens, man, I can't wait for it to happen. And it's like, go and do it yourself. You know? Insert GIF of Tony Stark here. The one where he's like hammering his balls. That's a good one. I shall become the cat boy if you won't then. Go ahead, Jellu. I believe in you. I always like the one that's like the gif of Tony Stark hammering his balls, and it's like flat earthers when they realise their balls are round. That'd be crazy. I clicked on OBS instead of the counter. I bet starts constructing a radioactive railgun. Good luck with that one. I feel like I maybe... To be fair, I was never inspiring anything good. I was inspiring Rob to make an asbestos bomb. Which... So, maybe nothing good was being inspired in the first place. First, I need to study what is a catboy. Well, first point of your study, not me. Jarvis, jawk it a little. I was looking through my camera roll today. Because I'm a dumbass and love looking through my camera roll. And, I found the one of the guy next to, like, the very picturesque waterfall. Where he's like, I don't want to be here! I can be joking my pork right now! What's even the point of this? I fucking love that video. I fucking love that video so much. Not the ID set. Okay, no, sorry. He specifies at his home. Like, I'd rather be at home, joking my pork right now. What's even the point of this? And it's like, man. It makes me want to go on a walk. I want to go on a walk. I've been getting really walk-pilled lately. I sometimes don't consider how insane the things I say are. You know? Like, I do just string words together sometimes. You know? Like, I have an innate talent at just threading and stringing a bunch of words together. It's like, great. You're doing great, man. You know? You do it brilliantly. Ugh. I remember which my friend said it. Because one time we went to Brighton and there was like a lady offering like free donut samples. And one of them went up to her and was like, oh, I'm feeling a little donut pilled. Man. Hey, it's clip material, real. And thank you again for the clip compilation. That was hype. I don't think anyone's ever posted a clip compilation of my clips before. So that was a very big honor. Thank you, Traveler. It was very exciting to realize someone had assembled things I'd said and put them on the internet. And it was a good first step forward because I fucking love them. I love them. I fucking clicked on OBS again! I shut it down! No! I didn't shut it down. I pressed the wrong button is the dilemma and issue that I'm facing. Man, I'm yawning. That's crazy. Right, but pork. I need to keep repeating stupid things so I can, like, get the shiny when I say something stupid. Because that'd be funny. Because, like, shiny I get when I'm in a long, impassioned political rant. Not gonna do well on Twitter.com. Shiny where I'm like, man, guys, did you see when it's an, like, hear me out, guys, anthills, right? Because those ants give tremendous head. Let's be real, guys. Let's be 100% with, and then I rinse and repeat, and I say something even, like, more atrocious next time. Like, it would have been maybe funny if you got it while talking about politics. Maybe it would have been. So I've been thinking lately that we really need to get rid of the sun. Just get rid of the whole thing. Okay, we'll retry that. Been getting into the opinion lately that Mr. Beast, everyone keeps saying he's the Antichrist, but I'm just saying, if he gave me money, I would kiss him on the mouth. Yahoo!
Have you ever had a dream that you had, you could, you'll do, you wants, you could do so, you'll do, you could, you want them to do you so much you could do anything?
I have actually. The other night I had a dream where, like, I was in, like, and it's... We're getting closer, I think. We're getting closer. I just need to keep on thinking up bits. I heard the funniest joke the other day, right? Like, my buddy, he told me, like, such a funny joke. So, it was like, a witch walks into a bar, and the bartender... Oh, I've got an old reliable one. So, like, I'm just saying, if I ever get a kidney stone, I'm getting rid of my kidneys in general. I just don't want them. We aren't meant to make rocks. It's unbelievable. I might go to the toilet in a moment after this encounter. Sometimes I worry I drink too much, because, like, I do, like, have consistent... I piss a lot. You know, I do a lot of pissing. And sometimes people are like, wow, do you have a problem? I don't think so, but, like, what... Okay, no, it wasn't. What's the difference between a tractor and a giraffe? I don't know, Rob. What is the difference between a tractor and a giraffe? We'll have to wait until I've gone to the toilet to find out. I will be right back. Okay, it's me. I'm back. Back again. When the piss is good. When the piss is good. You know? One has hydraulics, the other has hydraulics. That is true. That is true. Thank you for talking about giraffe balls today. I've gone a whole day without thinking about giraffes' balls, and now you've broken my streak. Okay, that is the end of this bit, I think. You know, I don't think we need to. I don't think we need to continue the bit of me trying to say something funny every encounter. Mostly because I think I've maybe said 1.5 funny things. Oh, you've lost the game, by the way. Yeah, no, I have. I guess everyone has lost the game at this point, you know. I lost the game the other day, honestly. I can't remember what it was. Or, like, where it was I lost it. I think it might have been on something unrelated, honestly. No, I think it was some... No. Oh, it was about the snail, I think. You know, the immortal snail. I like that that meme is kind of stuck in the public consciousness, you know. Every now and again, someone, like, rocks up with an immortal snail banger. I think it is one of, like, the best memes of the 2020s, you know? Just in general. Like, the immortal, like, it was just a good bit, a good meme. Like, in general, I like that kind of question, you know? It's got some substance to it. Because it makes people think, like, how do you escape an immortal snail that's, like, always tracking you down? I mean, it is the best form of immortality. Oh, as in, like, you can tap out whenever you want. You might get tapped out before you want to, though, is the other thing to consider. Like, you would really have to be careful. You thought it was a meme? Okay, so is the implication here that I'm being chased by an immortal snail? Or are you just questioning the terminology to use for the immortal snail stuff? Just surround your house with treadmills. Because he goes through walls. In some iterations. I don't want to be drifting through space enough to take that risk. I think it'd be funny to drift through space. Because if you drift through space, you just kind of gotta, like, vibe in there for a bit, you know? Like, by the time the sun swallows the earth, time will be going so quick that I think the nova would, like, it wouldn't take all that long for you to witness the formation of, like, a new star system, you know? I think it'd be pretty quick. And then you just kind of gotta live there. Witness it grow. Imagine how cool that would be, like, growing, like, watching a star system form and grow old. You'd get to see, like, all the fucking whack events that happen throughout it. You know? Because, like, there were some fucking whack things that happened in, like, the early solar system. Like, Jupiter started, like, eating all the material, which is kind of fucked up. And then Earth and Theia colliding was a pretty cool one. And, like, Jupiter's a big bag. Jupiter's very big, that's true. That is very true. Space is cool. We're 10 minutes off halfway and I'm only at 35. I might need to hurry it up if I want to end by 11, which I would like to do. Which I think that would be best case scenario. Is end by 11. You know. What would you do if I snipped off your balls with some scissors? Just curious. I don't think I'd like that. Hot take? Controversial opinion. Now guys, hear me out. I think if someone snipped off my balls with scissors, I'd be a bit annoyed at them for it. I think that'd piss me off a bit. I'm gonna be honest. This might be a hot take. I think I'd get a bit pissed off if someone snipped my balls off with scissors. I wouldn't like that to happen myself. Nope, not at all. Understandable, is it? Oh, what are you doing? Sorry, my computer's very an interesting beast. It's an interesting beast, we'll call it that. We'll call it that indeed. But, I'm low-key realizing now. What am I realizing? I forgot what I'm realizing, I'm gonna be honest. So, I'm not low-key realizing anymore. I think that's maybe one of the best things that's happened on stream, is I had a train of thought and I was really excited to share it, and then it immediately left. I just did not catch that train. I was standing in front of it. I was standing in front of that train. Like Tom Scott. I am at my train of thought. Where today... Oh, it's left. Oh, it's gone. It's... Oh, okay. It's, Oh. There it goes. Crikey. Anyway. Moving on. What brainwave? What's the next brainwave? Well, I need to find the next brainwave. Rob, give me a conversation topic. Outsourcing it. Outsourcing my brainwaves to Rob. He's a pretty good person to outsource your brainwaves to, I think. In the grand scheme of things. He's pretty smart. He's got pretty good ideas. All in all. You know? You're gonna go now, have fun, y'all. Maybe back later. Understandable traveler, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I guess you'll know if you've won or not, depending on if your channel points have stayed the same or gone up a little bit. Rob did not give me a thing to... Oh, wait, no, here we go. Conversation topic. What's your opinion on folding phones? Okay, now, are you talking about flip phones, or are you talking about, like, the screen ones? Because the screen ones, it just feels like it's innovation for, like, the sake of it, rather than actually trying to do anything. You know?
What goes Binted?
Fully eaten pumpkin, welcome to the Cahir Club. How goes it? I hope you've been well eating your pumpkins. By the looks of it, it seems a no, exactly. No, we'll find out. We're gonna... No, this is the Infinite Hunt. I'm committing to this being the Infinite Hunt. You're good, thanks for asking. Hell yeah, I'm glad to hear it. Can someone put like 10 points on yes so they don't get wasted? It's too late, Traveler. It's like a 5-minute time window. Otherwise I could like find the shiny. And then loads of people quickly like bid on yes. Anyway. We're probably not going to get it, so it's fine. You don't need to worry. But, yeah, no, like, I don't know, it's like, it feels like innovation for the sake of trying to do something. You know? It doesn't feel like they've necessarily thought why this new idea could be the future, as much as they're trying to make an interesting gimmick to sell their brick. I liked the one where it's like the folded in half phone, and then they're kind of like showing how you use the calculator on it. Jellu finished Blue Box! Yo! How did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy Blue Box, Jellu? What is your Blue Box based opinion? I missed that for like 2 minutes. I'm actually kind of grumpy about that. Solid 9 out of 10. I love the side character romances. Hell yes. Oh, when you say you finished it, do you mean you finished the whole manga or just the anime? You finished the manga?! You can't watch anime? Dude, have you read Sunday's chapter? Have you read the latest chapter that came out this Sunday? Yeah, I like the screen size for sure, just, not that my finger is going to scratch the shit out of it. That's fair, and bending it... I don't know, it just feels like... I'm interested to see how bad the wear and tear gets from bending it repetitively. Because it seems like something that will be bad, and it's always been the issue people have had with it, and I really wonder if they've actually fixed it or not. But... back to Blue Box, because Blue Box is peak. Because Blue Box is peak. The latest arc actually kind of went hard, I'll be honest. I wasn't all that interested in that. I'm trying to like keep it vague for pumpkin. For half-eaten pumpkin, sorry. Now fully-eaten pumpkin's here. Because fully-eaten pumpkin, I'm guessing, has finished the Blue Box manga. I don't know, it's just the anime or the whole thing. Pumpkin's only watched the anime. I'm up to date. I'm up to date. But I'm gonna be vague. But I don't know. Some people are like, "You haven't finished the manga. That's crazy, pumpkin. Fully eaten pumpkin. You should finish the Blue Box manga. I think it's good." I don't know. Like, I get the side romances, but I genuinely think Taiki and Shinatsu are, I think, they're a very compelling couple. I think the only like couple I'd compare to them in general is, and maybe it's his recency bias because I'm currently watching it, but is it's Dress Up Darling. I'm talking about Dress Up Darling now. I'm sorry, it's how it is. You're probably not excited to hear this concept. I don't know. I don't know what the general Cahir chat opinion on Dress Up Darling is. Because maybe they understand, maybe they don't. Dress Up Darling is really fucking well animated, though. Like, it consistently floors me on how good the animation of Dress Up Darling is. It's not like... Is it good? It's pretty fucking good as a romance show, I'd say. If you're, like, not all that into ecchi stuff, it's... There's a lot of fan service. But it doesn't necessarily, like... A compliment I've already seen... A compliment I've seen a lot is its fan service doesn't feel as perverted as a lot of fan service can feel, right? Like, there aren't really scenes where, like, a character trips over and shows their underwear, you know? No one trips over boob first onto a guy. You know? It's not like that kind of series, because it's about cosplay, you know? But, like... Marin is, I think... Gojo's growing on me as I watch him. Because he's meant to be a more muted character, but it's clear he's, like, actually a character. Kind of like Taiki. You know? Like, Blue Box kind of always came across as an actual manga trying to be a romance to me. The hook to get people invested was more there was sports also. Gojo, what? Yeah, the male lead's name is Gojo. But Dress Up Darling on paper seems like a kind of like Komi can't communicate, please don't bully me Nagatoro type show, where it's like kind of bland cardboard cutout guy. And then the girl who is the center of the show, you know? The character you're meant to invest yourself in. But Gojo ends up like being a bit of an actual character who goes through his own struggles, and I think is rather relatable on a grand scheme of things. Look. But I've heard a lot of people saying that in the way that in most quirky... How do I don't want to say quirky, because I feel a bit mean saying quirky. But a lot of these shows are just like girl with interesting character trait, you know? And then the guy who is nothing. So it's the guy you're meant to self-insert in, and then the girl you're meant to crush on, you know? But from what I've heard, Dress Up Darling does a very good job at doing the opposite, in making Gojo a very appealing guy to insert yourself into Marin with. Because, like, he's very earnest, and careful with Marin, and would willingly overwork himself for her if she didn't be adamant he doesn't. And, like, takes a lot of interest in her interests. Despite not, like, Marin, the female lead, she's the otaku. She's the one really into anime. Gojo is not at all. But he still plays and watches and interacts with the things she recommends him. Which, I don't know, Gojo, he's very much growing on me. I remember the first season, I ended up being more invested in Marin trying to get Gojo, rather than necessarily the couple as a whole, but this season I think I'm becoming more invested in the couple. But it might be I need to rewatch the first season. You can never be Taiki. I think I'm not going to say that in that exact way, because, like, I've fully grown past the part where Taiki is in his life. But I liked him because he's a very realistic character, and I don't know, sometimes in romance series, shit-ass miscommunications get really grating. And that doesn't really ever happen in Blue Box. When the characters aren't talking to each other, it feels like they wouldn't be talking to each other at that stage, right? And the way he gets so torn over Hina makes sense. It's logical. That is a very realistic reaction. But then the fact that I'm gonna try to get a bit vaguer here because I still would like more people to watch Blue Box. I fucking love Blue Box. He does a really good job at standing up for himself. In fact, he does a stellar job at standing up for himself. The anime ends just after the summer camp Jelu. Like, literally before the main bit that happens after the summer camp and, like, the Yumeka arc obviously starts. That doesn't start. Like, that doesn't happen yet that hasn't happened yet in the anime. So Christmas next season. Christmas should feasibly be halfway through next season. I kind of figure out I'm not sure if Nationals would be the end of next season. I hope so, because I fucking love the Taiki Year 2, Chinatsu Year 3 Nationals. That is one of the fucking best parts of the show. Like, people often criticize Taiki for being a bit slow at some points and a bit, not progressing enough in the relationship. But I feel like while maybe that is an issue he does have, it's shit like that moment for me that really cement the fact that, like, it doesn't make him bad. It just means he's struggling at some other aspects. He's min-maxed into the wrong places. If that makes any sense at all. 140 was good. I also liked the arc around the second Christmas. That, like, it was sweet, funny, but, like, just peak. But, like, that's the thing I find interesting about Blue Box, is the first season enamored me. I was sucked right in. But Season 2 has so much potential, because there's so much good shit to come. Pretty crazy how time passes, since I'm used to stories stalling for years while being only a couple of days. Yo, we got a bot! Oh, they're being monitored. I think everyone can see them. We got removed the space back, by the way. I'm not sure. I think Finn's gone by now, but no, yeah, time progressing is a very nice, and it feels like a very present part of the series. Especially now we're getting to... You know, I will say it, because it makes sense, but Shinatsu now leaving high school. Like, that's, and I'm really interested to see how they're gonna handle things from here on out. I'm worried that we're in, like, the final days of the manga. Like, I could very much see it being a... what was it called? This bit being faster. To me, it feels like it might continue for a while longer. I could see it continuing for a while longer, but I guess it's maybe more I'm worried that it won't, if that makes sense. The first year takes about 110-ish chapters. And the second year is already coming to a close in about 90. I just remembered Valentine's Day. That was such a, like, because the focus wasn't what you'd expect it to be for that arc. But, like, the way that ended, I really liked that part as well. Like, that kind of shit is what makes me less worried about the neighbor, is how I'll put it. Also love how time passing is pretty realistic since weekly chapters. That is also true. That is also very true. I wonder if chapter 105, the big one, was around New Year's or not then. I'll need to check that. I'll need to look that up. The like cover image, the colored cover image for the Christmas chapter is still my phone background. Oh man, I might rewatch Blue Box soon. Maybe just reread. Maybe it might be easier to reread actually. Now that Twitter's getting in the way of me gooning to pictures of I'm too tired to think of something funny right now. I can't think of something funny. Guys, give me a funny thing I can say here. Fill in the blank. Literally prefer manga since it was easy to binge. Read it in like a day. I deliberately tried to pace myself with it and not read it too quick because I wanted it to last longer. Like, I wasn't sure how consistently weekly it'd be updated, and it is weekly, and that's really nice. But, like, Chainsaw Man takes, like, a week hiatus every 3 chapters, at least. Sometimes it's just, like, every chapter's got 2 weeks in between. Like, I liked it in the fact that I could absolutely blitz through it, but I almost liked the fact that I had to stick around longer. I like that anime takes up a feasible amount of time. That means if you want to binge it, you could, but I have no idea what's going on with Chainsaw Man right now. As in, you're not up to date, or like, ever since the head on a plate thing, it's been pretty all over the place to you. That's fair. I think I can't necessarily slate that. I don't know. I think the arc after that was pretty strong because it had like a very like firm bit. And then it had, like, a few chapters of, like, in between, and now we're in, like, the next bit. I'm interested to see if there's more going on here with what's just happened in the latest chapter. Because it feels like it's come a bit out of nowhere. And I could see it being a genuine thing. Chainsaw Man is in Japan, so obviously things happening elsewhere in the world, cogs ticking elsewhere in the world makes sense. And from the way the world of Chainsaw Man is built, it almost makes sense that things might escalate in that way. In that area. But it does just feel like very sudden for it to happen. Prepare the nukes. I do also like the implication, though, that things eaten human, like, because, like, there are forgotten ways, there are forgotten fates after death. Fates other than death that have been forgotten? Fates other than death that have been forgotten. But, like, those are natural. I like the idea that man-made stuff, they can get back because of progress. It just feels very sudden. I'm interested to see if next chapter is going to be a flashback to kind of, like, show the process. Honestly, I'm still waiting for the head on the plate bacon switch. Because I don't think that's it. But the issue is it's probably just copium. You know? The issue is I feel like I might just be on that copium big time. But if that was it, I'm fucking devastated. I'm gonna be honest. If that was it, no, that can't be. Right? Anyway. Holy shit, bean ice cream exists. Baked bean? Baked bean ice cream? Talking about Chainsaw Man and hearing beam ice cream. I wish it was beam ice cream, Jello. No, bean. Baked bean. Baked bean ice cream. That's what's being discussed right now. Did you leave the bed? I thought you were on the bed. Where'd she go? Did she just leave? Weirdo. Sorry, that weird thing that lives in my house comes in. Can always shorten it to bean cream. No, we don't need to. No, I don't think we need to shorten it to bean cream, to be honest. I don't think that's necessary. You know? I don't think that's all that needed. But, yeah. 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 How do we defend this country, dude? Like, internet censorship laws, baked bean ice cream. Like, at this point, maybe we deserve the jokes, you know? At this point, maybe it's like deserved. The ice cream is a step too far. Yeah, no, obviously, like the tier list of things we're looking at here is the internet censorship laws, and then the baked bean ice cream. That's the worst thing. You know? I think that's quite obviously, like, the chain of command here. At least we have, let me think. Go on. You're finding it? Yeah? But aren't you American? No, let him defend me. Let him defend the point quickly, Jelly. Don't bring that up yet. Oh yeah, never mind. No! You gave him an easy way out! My answer's Aardman, and I'm going to talk about the new Pokemon series again. I really like that... It feels like... Aardman... didn't know anything about Pokemon going into making this series. Right? Here's my hot take. Is it, like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe like, some higher-ups at Aardman are massive Pokemon fans. But my hunch is Aardman don't necessarily like Pokemon, but maybe some of their kids like Pokemon. So they're like, oh, we gotta do Pokemon, you know? But it means they took an interesting look at the Pokemon franchise, because they looked at it from an outsider's perspective, which excites me for what they might do with it. Because you can kind of see, like, the whole, like, oh, this region here is based on, England, Wales, and Scotland. We'll base it here. Let's look through, like, what Pokemon exist. This guy is a Duck Knight. This guy... Like, I can already imagine how Sirfetch'd is going to be animated. And that excites me. And I really hope they inject the Aardman style into Pokemon, because I was a bit worried about the Wooloo. Because the Wooloo was very muted, you know? Like, Shaun the Sheep, when you see Shaun the Sheep, he's, like... No, okay. When you see, like, the big sheep in Shaun the Sheep, like, it's very, like... much. But, like, even, like, when the Wooloo kind of, like, leaned down to, like, bite the apple that rolled in front of it. Like, it didn't, like, do the big Aardman face. And if that Sirfetch'd doesn't have the big Aardman teeth, I'm gonna be so pissed off. You don't understand how fucking mad I'll be if that Sirfetch'd doesn't have the Aardman teeth. You don't even want to know how angry I'll be if that Sirfetch'd isn't animated like a Chicken Run character. You have no idea what's being discussed. Aardman Animation, the people who made Wallace and Gromit and Pirates on an Adventure with Scientists, are making a Pokemon series about... It's like the misadventures of Sirfetch'd and Pichu. I think it's called. I'm a bit worried because the Aardman Star Wars was kind of mid. It was alright, but it was in the firm alright category, you know. There's a moth on my computer screen right now. I'm gonna fuck this guy up. No, get down. Get down from there. Get onto here. Oh, man. It's now on the top of my screen, so it's not on the, like, the monitor anymore. It's on the monitor, but it's not on the screen. I was gonna, like, open up Paint and dye the screen red and see what it did. Oh no, Pikachu, those are the wrong trousers. But as long as they're given, like, decent creative freedom with it, I think they could tell a really nice, cool, heartfelt story with a good side of Aardman humor. And I'm interested to see what a series based in Galar is gonna look like. Like, that excites me. And, again, it makes it, like, in my head, maybe I'm wrong, right? Because obviously Aardman is a very British company, so it makes sense them, like, basing it in Galar. But it kind of does give me the impression that this is a group who didn't necessarily know much about Pokemon going into being presented with the idea of making a Pokemon series. And it meant that they had a fresher perspective. Because oftentimes, right, when people are presented with making a Pokemon series, it's like, oh, you gotta fucking... Kanto. We go to Kanto. We go to Kanto! And it just kind of sucks ass. Because it's just Kanto pandering. So the fact that I wonder if they studied. I hope so, but almost, if they haven't, I almost wouldn't mind. I feel like they probably have been made to study, so like it fits in with the Pokemon lore. But Pokemon isn't like a hard series to make a little episodic adventure series about, right? Like, and I'm interested to see. True, not much of a deeper thing going on. Exactly. Like, if it was like a big, like, obviously, like, how do I put this? There's not like, if they were making a series about pre-existing Pokemon characters, then there'd be reason to be worried, right? But they're making a series about Pokemon, and they've made up new characters, and these characters are Pokemon. Star Wars, for example, you have to worry, because Glop Shitto, for example, might be entirely mischaracterized. So you kind of want to do your research for that. Pokemon, I think, is pretty easy to grasp, and I hope they have done their research. I hope, like, it'd be fun if there were some, like, niche references and stuff that happened in there. But, like, even if there wasn't, I feel like seeing Aardman animate Pokemon would be fun. Like, I think that's, like, the worry for me, is this series doesn't look like an Aardman series. I think that's my biggest worry for the series. Because obviously Aardman has, like, a very specific style. And that's why it's, like, it's interesting to me that they've chosen Sirfetch'd, because I think Sirfetch'd really fits their style well. Like, I feel like Pichu seems studio mandated to me, right? Pichu feels like a studio mandate. Maybe it's not. Maybe Pichu isn't a studio mandate, and they just wanted to choose the little baby Pikachu because they thought, oh, well, we're, like, it's the baby Pikachu, so it's a younger character, you know? Like, while Pikachu could fundamentally be depicted as, like, a child in that kind of context, Pichu's easier too. But Sirfetch'd reminds you of Don Quixote? To Google! Oh, I see. Yeah, fair enough. Like, Sirfetch'd is Don Quixote, and then Pichu is Sancho. Yeah, no, this isn't a reference I'm not getting. I'm sorry, Jelly. But, like, that's, like, the exact kind of, like, I'm interested to see what they bring to the table. But Sirfetch'd looks like a character who would translate so well into the Aardman style if they're allowed to go as they please with it. Like, if they're allowed to animate him however they want. Because, like, his little, like, Chicken Run. I'm just going to say the words Chicken Run. And that's going to, I think, maybe, hopefully put all the puzzle pieces together in people's heads. Felix was wrong, by the way. I think the funniest case scenario here is we get to 12,995. Not 12,995. We get to a 9,5 number. And then it is the shiny, but I reset over it and don't notice. So Felix was right, but I'm like, Felix wasn't right. I don't know, that made you think of the video game more than the movie. I think that both of these are... Oh, Chicken Run. It's actually happened. Oh, yeah, no, that makes sense. Anyway, unless we get it in the next 2 encounters, I guess that a certain group of you are fundamentally incorrect and wrong. Wait, no, you're not! Everyone voted that I wasn't gonna get it! Never mind! All of you are correct! My haters were right, unfortunately. Unless... If I get it on 13k, you know what? Let's cross the bridge when we get to it. I think I've been getting to crossing bridges when I get to them. It's pretty much a thing now that you'll literally never get it. Oh no. Oh, it's in the Minccino, not the Don Quixote. It kind of is, I'll be honest. I'm leading into the idea that this hunt's gonna last forever. You know? I'm kind of like, getting into the point of, like, it's just funny. It's just funny to suggest that I'm never gonna get the shiny, you know? Because it's like, yeah, no, exactly. The bridge is burnt down, there'll be no crossing, oh no. As in, like, I can't backpedal? Not even a little bit? I can't backpedal a little bit? Awesome! But, yeah, no, boo womp, I guess. We didn't get it. That's a shame. Oh well. But... What was I saying? Right, yeah, goodbye! I hope you've all had a great time. I certainly have. There'll be a new Genshin update on Wednesday, so if you want to stop by for the Genshin stream then, that'll be quite exciting, I think. And then Friday will be my next stream, where I am, again, going to beat 1 million Woshien. So be sure to stay by for me to beat 1 million Woshien. Cursed cartridge, exactly. But yeah, thank you all for coming. I hope you've all had a great time. And I will see you all on at least Wednesday. Goodbye, and good night.